tonight on DC News Now.
Our position remains the same.
It is Democrats who've been holding the American people hostage.
No sign of Democrats backing down from their health care demands. The 11th failed vote and the vote this week to pay some federal workers.
A man charged accused of reversing his car into a child's birthday party. The crash kills a woman and hurts 13 others, including several children.
We're tracking a cold front as we get towards later in the day tomorrow, sparking up some showers, but out ahead of it, a warm up. More details coming up.
It's really, really disturbing.
To target those people, to strike fear in their hearts, to target people, to strike divisions.
KKK flyers placed around Leesburg, the response to hate in Northern Virginia.
You're watching the station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
The same GOP-backed short-term funding bill failing now for the 11th time. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us for DC News Now. I'm Susan Tran.
And I'm Chris Flanagan. The government shutdown now just hours away from day 21. A live look at the Capitol, where the House of Representatives has now been out of session for more than 1 month. House Speaker Mike Johnson accusing Democrats of playing politics. But House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries saying Democrats are sticking to their demands on health care. They want to reverse Republicans' cuts to Medicaid and extend tax credits linked to the Affordable Care Act.
Will not support a partisan Republican spending bill, which is the bill that they continue to bring before the Senate.
It is Democrats who've been holding the American people hostage to an unconscionably broken health care system that they themselves created.
Set to vote this week on a bill that would pay federal employees forced to work during the shutdown, including active duty military. Speaker Johnson telling reporters that he is willing to bring the House back to Washington if that bill does pass in the Senate.
And the impacts of the shutdown now reaching Metro.
That's right. We're talking about Metro saying that the shutdown began back on October 1st, and federal employees, the ridership has been down 24% compared to weekdays in September. Overall, they've seen a 7% drop in both bus and rail from last month's weekday averages. But Metro saying that some weekend numbers have stayed about the same. Metro calling itself the backbone of transportation in the region, with the responsibility of moving nearly 1 million riders every day.
It's a shame people are furloughed and not leaving their house. I'm furloughed right now, so I'm not leaving my house very much.
Well, Metro says while ridership is down, its service levels have not changed. It will continue to monitor the situation until the shutdown is over.
A reminder, there is food assistance for federal workers all across the DMV. It starts tomorrow. Capital Area Food Bank is offering boxes of fresh produce and pantry items, and you can pick up a container on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Fridays, and Saturdays. Just make sure to bring your government ID. To find the full list of pickup sites, go to our website, dcnewsnow.com, and search Capital Area Food Bank. For more our continuing coverage of the government shutdown from Capitol Hill, be sure to stay with us on air and online at dcnewsnow.com. A man is facing serious charges accused of this really horrific crash in Maryland over the weekend. Investigators in Bladensburg say that he drove in reverse, smashing into the tents, killing a woman and hurting 13 others, including several children.
DC News Now's Ben Dennis has been covering the story from the beginning on Saturday night. And Ben, you've learned new information about that driver tonight.
That's right. Police today, Chris and Susan, said that this man who turned himself in is 66 years old. He's from Washington, D.C. And 48 hours after this tragedy unfolded, police are still investigating exactly what happened, and the community is still reeling.
Heartbreaking, man. It's heartbreaking, man.
Investigators are poring over evidence and video into the fatal hit and run at a birthday party in Bladensburg, Maryland, Saturday night, hurting 13 people. 8 of them children from 1 to 17 years old, and killing 31-year-old Ashley Hernandez Gutierrez from D.C.
I can't imagine how terrifying this must have been, especially with children involved and so many casualties.
The community is still coming to terms over the fast-moving tragedy outside a home and under a tent, as police described Monday.
Prior to the crash, the striking vehicle, which was a passenger vehicle, was traveling in reverse from the area of Annapolis Road. Officers assisted some of the victims in lifting the vehicle to free other victims who were struck.
Police say they've charged 66-year-old Sunday Joseph of the district, saying he turned himself in Sunday morning around 8, more than 9 hours after the crash.
The investigation will determine if the accident was alcohol related and if speed was a factor. We currently have some witness information that both of those may have been a factor. However, additional investigation will determine if that's the case.
But I want to find him to give him a good whooping. I'm very serious.
The suspect now faces several charges, including for leaving the scene and negligent driving, endangering property and someone's life.
And now somebody is dead because of your negligence.
You got people out here having a good time, and people over here crashing and killing people. That's a sad thing.
At this very moment, Bladensburg police say that they believe that this crash was an accident. They don't have evidence to believe that this was a targeted incident. They also added that the suspect in this case is cooperating with investigators. In Bladensburg, Maryland, Ben Dennis, back to you.
Ben, thank you so much. We're going to stay in Maryland, where a crash this weekend sends a 13-year-old to the hospital in critical condition. Montgomery County Police saying that the car ran into the teen right near Georgia Avenue. This was last night in Silver Spring. The driver did stay there at the scene, and they say this is an ongoing investigation. It's Teen Driver Safety Week, and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration says it is their inexperience that really makes them more susceptible to crashes.
The agency says it's the leading cause of deaths for 15 to 18-year-olds. They say there's a 5% increase in young drivers killed in traffic crashes in 2023. That's compared to 2022. Specific risk factors for teens include alcohol and drug use, not wearing a seatbelt, distracted driving, too many passengers, and speeding.
All right, my friends, let's turn our attention to the forecast with Chief Meteorologist Jackie Lair. We have a nice kind of fall feels, but so much is going to happen this week.
Yes, I mean, we're going to be seeing a slight warm up tomorrow before a cold front swings through. And then we really settle into those 60s for high temperatures for the rest of the week. Now, that's what we started off the week with today. We had those highs into those 60s. Now, those current temperatures, a bit on the cool side already. We're seeing those mid to upper 40s north and west of the district. Still holding at 60, at least on the thermometer in the district, but just stepped outside our studio here, and it is a bit on the crisp side out there this evening with those clear skies. And we're noticing that difference from yesterday evening to right about now. A difference between 10, even close to 20 degrees cooler where we were yesterday right around this time when we had that cold front swing through. Now that cold front is well offshore. We're watching our next system back out towards the west. That system will continue to slide in. That cold front will bring that chance for an isolated shower or two later in the day tomorrow. But for the rest of this evening and overnight tonight, we're looking at those mainly clear conditions. Temperatures dropping back into those low to mid 40s for much of the area. Some upper 30s farther off towards the north and west. We have those lower 70s with more of a southerly wind out there ahead of that cold front back out towards the west. Some isolated shower chances developing as we look ahead towards mid to late tomorrow afternoon, and then we will likely see those showers slide out. But I'll have more details on this and timing up the rest of that work week forecast coming up.
Jackie, thank you. And new tonight in the district, 2 more teens are facing assault charges in an attack of a former DOJ staffer. The U.S. Attorney for D.C. and District Police saying they've arrested Lawrence Powell and Anthony Taylor. The 19 and 18-year-olds are accused of beating up Ethan Levine in an attempted carjacking at a U Street gas station back in August. Now, investigators say the two were also part of a group who went on to attack former DOJ employee Edward Korstein. That was on Swan Street in Northwest. Police also arrested 2 15-year-olds in that attack. Our media partners at The Hill reporting that D.C. judge sentencing those two to probation. The incident made national headlines when President Trump shared a photo of Kornstein bloodied.
And then a week later, the White House federalized D.C. police and moved in the National Guard. Now the Guard could be here for longer than we thought. In court documents filed by D.C. Attorney General Brian Schwab, he says the National Guard likely to remain here through at least next summer. Previously, the Guard was only expect to stick around through the end of November. And an appeals court ruled the Trump administration can deploy Oregon National Guard troops to Portland as legal challenges move forward. The 2-1 ruling halts a temporary restraining order that blocked the administration from federalizing 200 troops to protect an ICE facility in that city. Sunday, the president said he may next deploy National Guard troops to San Francisco.
Now to a disturbing discovery in Northern Virginia, where police are investigating KKK flyers found Saturday morning in downtown Leesburg.
And it's not the first time in recent years it's happened, but civil rights leaders say it needs to stop. DC News Now's Daniel Hamburg joining us live tonight in Leesburg.
And Daniel, how are neighbors there reacting to these hateful messages?
Susan and Chris, again, like you said, they say it's nothing really new, but it is still unsettling, especially right here in the downtown area where there's a lot of foot traffic around these businesses.
Weighed down by rocks in small Ziploc bags, Leesburg police say they found flyers referencing the Ku Klux Klan Saturday morning.
I don't think there's a place for it.
Officers collected several of them from along Loudon Street Southwest, South King Street, and East Market Street. Greg Terry is no stranger to these flyers.
Back when I was 14 or 15 years old, I found similar propaganda in my hometown of Danville, Virginia.
He says it's disturbing to see the same tactics being used now.
We all strive, for equality, but yet there are organizations out there still, just trying to divide us. It's just unsettling.
It's the same old trick, and it's for the same old audience.
Pastor Michelle Thomas is president of the NAACP Loudon branch. She believes Saturday morning's distribution wasn't random.
It is connected to the No Kings March. We see KKK leafleting every time there's something big, right? So relative to freedom or democracy or black people.
She says it's racial terror that can't be tolerated.
Leesburg residents should push back, all Loudoun County, everyone around the DMV.
The Leesburg Police Department said it condemns the distribution of any material that promotes hate or intolerance within our community.
And police are asking any neighbors or businesses in this downtown area to check their surveillance cameras if you saw anything suspicious between the hours of midnight and 6 a.m. on Saturday. We're live in Leesburg. Daniel Hamburg, DC News Now.
Daniel, thank you. There were also hateful messages discovered in Woodbridge in Northern Virginia. The school resource officer reporting finding the swastikas drawn on the boys' bathroom walls over at Forest Park High School on Friday. School leaders say they've removed the images and police are investigating. In a letter home to families, the school writing in part, "This behavior is completely unacceptable and we took immediate action to remove the offensive vandalism," adding, quote, "Graffiti vandalism of school property, particularly the use of anti-Semitic symbols, is a violation of PWCS Code of Behavior, and we take this violation very seriously."
Happening now at 9, it is homecoming week at Howard University.
The events started on Sunday and they're going to continue through the 26th. The week-long festivities include a fashion show, celebration on the yard, a State of the University address, parade, and the football game, of course, is on Saturday. The Bison are taking on Morgan State University.
All right, the University of Maryland also celebrating its homecoming starting on Sunday. It ends on November 1st when the Terps take on the second-ranked Indiana Hoosiers.